I'm here with Neal Chin. I'm Perry Stauffer, and we're
Hey,
talking about the Reno Ukulele Festival. Neal's going to be joining us uh, this
super
year,
excited.
2024, October 9th through 12th. And boy, we're happy to have you, man.
Hey, man. Super.
So tell us, tell us a little about yourself. You know, how long you've been playing for, and what are your
I had the supreme benefit of starting from a young age, and got to go and do it from school. So I think it's like, oh no, I was supposed to count beforehand, but like somewhere like 24 maybe or so years now. And yeah, I'm really excited, to head down to Reno and come play ukulele with everybody. It is, as many of you, or some of you may know, I should say, it is my like absolute favorite thing in the world to come and play music with new friends and old friends. And for I would say that span of playing ukulele, I've spent a lot of it teaching too. Just kind of like running around and teaching the neighborhood kids when I first got started when I was young, and then just really letting it grow. And it's always been my, I guess, job even when I was a high school kid and whatnot. And it's been something that's really stayed with me, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
And I come from a line and family of teachers, and so
music
teaching is
teachers?
something I
Or
love.
is your family full of music teachers, or just all types? All types.
No, actually, just I'd say all around the age range. Actually, yeah, elementary, high school, and at the college level too.
Cool. Did you always know that was what you wanted to do, or did you kind of just did life did you evolve into a music teacher?
Well, I think it was not as thought out as as it made. Sometimes when I look back, it's like, wow, everything just seemed to like it just fit into place. But it's definitely just kind of like running forward and being like, wow, it's really fun to like hang out with people and be like, hey, I mean, as a
Oh, I
teacher,
do,
like
man. I mean, I think
just like that feeling of connecting with somebody and growing, like literally in your mind, so to say, right? Like it's quite a wonderful thing.
yeah. I find that ukulele students are really the happiest kind of students for the most part.
Yeah,
Overall, I mean, it's pretty nice.
absolutely.
So, what are you going to be showing folks in Reno? What are your
Well,
tell us about your workshops and stuff.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm really stoked. It seems very thematic, which I really like and I appreciate. Especially over, or I love the format of the Reno workshops here because we can really dig into it. I feel like, and one of the things I think that you and I were talking about is really doing a lot of jazz and blues, having
Yeah.
a blues jam and having a jazz jam. And so I feel like all these workshops that I'm doing are kind of almost in support of that. So like, I'm gonna one day do a class just on C jam blues of like how to kind of find your swing and kind of like essentials for jamming on a blues and swing. Uh, Gonna do a class on 2-5-1s, like my favorite chord sentence of all time. Right,
Beautiful.
and look at it all these different ways to kind of see it in different examples because as many of you may know already,
Hmm.
it's one of the big building blocks of jazz vocabulary. Gonna do some chord etudes, and this is kind of a fun one. It's like I feel like the ukulele is such a great melodic instrument, especially using at least historically like chords, right? And so the chord etudes class is kind of moving us towards a style of playing where, again, we're going to be playing basically these like melodies, these tiny little melodies, albeit and nothing really attached to any song, but little phrases that I like that I
Yeah.
think you might like too.
Yeah, I think that can't be o- overvalued. The just learning phrases, for your vocabulary. If your goal is to improvise or compose melodies and stuff like that, I think those are the actual true building blocks for speaking with your ukulele. So I'm really stoked that you're going to be teaching that class. I'm actually hoping I can sit in on that.
Oh, please.
Another class that I'm really excited about is, and I think you're doing this one. It's your sort of your philosophy of improv.
Yeah.
You
It's
know, which,
the art of the solo ukulele.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I've tried to put together classes like that, and they're very interesting, but they can be. Mine tended to be all over the place,
Sure.
you know, and it was
Sure.
really hard to nail down some real strict curriculum for
Fair.
that class. So I'm really excited to see your approach to it. I think it's going to be a great one.
Yeah, it's something that I just deeply love and very deeply passionate about. I mean, there's just been so many wonderful solo ukulele musicians, since the birth of this instrument. It's kind of if you really look at it historically, I feel like very much attached to it. And it's just it's just a fun way to work with limitations. I can't express it enough. Well, anyway, I won't get too ahead of myself. I'll save it for the class.
Did you
But
did you grow up in Hawaii?
yes, yes. Grew
Okay.
up on the island of Maui.
Okay, and so they teach ukulele in the schools.
Yeah, actually, I started in well, I guess you can add it up now, but when I was 9, and so I think that's fourth grade. Yeah, fourth grade, and basically, we often do some kind of, regional history and whatnot. So of course, we do a lot of Hawaiian history in fourth grade, in a lot of the public schools at least. And with it, of course, comes the lovely music too. So got to play ukulele every morning, or at least almost every morning for that year. Sing the state song Hawaii Pono'i and Hawaii Aloha. So,
That's cool,
but
man.
yeah. Anyway,
So how did you get into jazz? How did that become your passion?
the first tune that I learned how to play was "Fly Me to the Moon," and I actually got it from just a little tiny. Oh, shucks, I wish I had it right here. A tiny little book. Excuse me, from Uncle Gordon Mark, and from that it was I just loved the melody so much, and the chords. Like at that time, as when I was younger too, I was playing these like 3-chord kind of like reggae-ish kind of songs with friends.
Oh yeah,
In
yeah,
the yard kind of thing, just
absolutely.
like in groups. So basically, from that point, that's where I kind of consider it my falling in love with that song, and then kind of just really, I mean, you just search the tunes from there, and as like a hopeless romantic, you like look at the titles, and you're like, there will never be another you, and all the
Yeah.
things you are like. It's just man, it's pretty stuff.
I think that the ukulele is a great jazz instrument. I think it's
Yeah.
very underrated. I think that because it's a small scale, low number of strings, it gives you a platform where you can sort of think it and then play it. You can transfer what's in your mind or in your ears into your fingers. To me, guitar was always so vast
Oh,
that I
sure.
couldn't hear. I could, when I switched to the ukulele and started doing the ukulele a lot, I felt like I was working with smaller boxes, and in those smaller boxes
Sure.
is, I think it sparks more creativity.
Sure. Sure.
You
I
know?
mean, yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more, man. Like
Yeah.
that's one of my one of the things I just absolutely love about playing the ukulele. You know, working through those little limitations and whatnot, especially in letting this transfer to a lot of music that has existed for a while, that the vocabulary wasn't established on this. It's
Yeah.
so much fun because it's like we're still yet. It's like we're kind of kind of sounds grand to speak of it like that, but it's like kind of like still pioneering like how this instrument fits in the larger jazz setting,
It's evolving, isn't
or
it?
just in the larger music setting too.
Yeah. So in Seattle, where you live, do you go to like jazz jams with your ukulele, and like, are you part of the greater jazz scene, or are you more in the ukulele realm?
That's good. Kind of I guess I know people kind of just around both, I suppose. Just been very fortunate to make a lot of friends over the years working at some of these, kind of local camps, like the Puget Sound Workshop and whatnot, and just meeting. It's been so much the music community up here for, I feel like jazz and especially going with ukulele, like even like old time and even bluegrass and whatnot. Like I feel like there's such a wonderful community that, you know, it's all interwoven, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So even I see a lot of the ukulele people over at playing guitar over at the or playing mandolin over at this other jam or something like that, you know, which is so much fun, you know. Yeah, music is an activity, right? It needs to be done.
Well, so what are you working on right now? Is there anything you wanna share with us musically? You wanna play anything, or just talk about what you're doing right now?
Sure. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, no pressure.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm so no. Let's you know, one thing I've been trying to focus on is it's so kind of sounds rudimentary, and I think it is, but kind of really addressing tone again, and kind of finding a way to feel comfortable on my instrument physically, so I'm not like in pain after I'm done playing, so warming up and stretching and things of that sort. And then working with nails in a sustainable way, and strings in a sustainable way, because it's just, you know, I have been gigging a lot more this year than probably ever before, and it's just, yeah, the kind of the I love the intersecting of, you know, all of the idealism that I've had over the years, and then, you know, kind of this practicality, and it's kind of fun to forge a voice through that. So yeah, so to that effect. See, it's not like I'm already a little bit out of tune. Plus, it's. I hope you guys have been staying cool out there. Up here, it's been very warm.
Well, down in Portland, where we are, it's probably similar to you. It's been like about 100 degrees at the peak,
hotter.
at the hottest. Yeah, the hottest part of the day yesterday was 100 degrees.
Whew.
But I hear that that's quite mild compared to where most of our people are down
That's
in
fair. That is fair.
California and Nevada and
Very hot.
everywhere else in the United States. It seems like it's hotter, except for maybe the coast.
Let's go out to you, friends.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So just like, you know, especially working down in the fretboard, and I'll just keep this brief. You know, just like a tiny little melody. You know, really getting nice vibrato, I think, in conjunction with that has been kind of I think a big focus, than more than a tune lately, you know, or something like that. So.
That's nice, man.
The tension. Hey,
Thank you for that.
It's my absolute pleasure.
I really like the tone that you've got so far. You know.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't focus on tone and you just stopped right there, that would be amazing.
Well, you're too kind, my friend.
Yeah, and I mean,
Looking
I
forward
noticed,
to it.
I really appreciate like how you think about dynamics. It can tell like you're always thinking about the loud and soft of, you know, each note or within a phrase, you know, and it's always kind of ebbing and flowing. You know, a lot of people just tend to just have one volume and then they play everything, you know, at that volume, or just loud and just quiet. And
I mean, that comes back. I feel like it's almost thematic. I feel like of our conversation of working through limitations and kind of a smaller range, and even dynamically smaller. Like you have to get quiet in order, because if not, I mean, the ceiling is so low for volume on a tiny instrument, generally speaking, right? I mean, Koalohas, I mean, are notoriously, yes. We got lots of body on these fellas, right?
Yeah.
Right? But generally speaking, with a smaller instrument, it's kind of a little trickier. And that's where actually, you know, that melody, I think, is really hard. More than playing some crazy, you know, fast bebop or thing, you know, because
It's hard to play slow. It's so hard to play slow.
yeah,
And
get the right tonality,
yeah.
like to get the ebb and flow so it doesn't feel jagged. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate you stopping by and talking about this stuff. I'm even more excited about the festival now that we've talked about it a little bit. I think that the blues jam and the jazz jam are going to be real highlights, and I'm glad that the stuff you're teaching is going to be supporting that so well.
Yeah, because I always think that's such a great way to do it, right? Learn
Yeah,
it.
you gotta have a lab
find some new toys to play
afterwards.
with and take them out for a ride.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
You gotta have on the job training. If you don't get to have a reason
exactly.
to learn what you're learning, then yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna stop this
Yes, sir.
recording now, and man, thanks for everybody for checking this out. And thanks again, Neal, and looking forward to Reno.